Welcome back to Basement Movie Room. So we're back with this is a release from Dekanalog, but I bought it through Vinegar Syndrome because it's a partner of Vinegar Syndrome. So it's not Vinegar Syndrome, but it's basically Vinegar Syndrome, I guess. So Dekanalog releases similar movies, kind of cult films, things like that. And this one today is Keep an Eye Out, which has this really awesome cover. On the back it says Keep an Eye Out. A film by Quentin Dupieux, who also directed the only other one I recognize that he directed, which is an American film, or an English language film, is called Rubber, about a killer tire, which sounds weird, but it is. So this movie is an interesting one. And I don't even really know the actors in it because they're French actors. It's all in French, but it's maybe Belgian French somewhere in there. But Benoit Poelvoorde and Gregoire Ludig are the main characters in it. And basically, the film opens in a police station where Benoit Poelvoorde, who's the chief inspector of the police in this wherever they are, it doesn't really say where they are, is interrogating Gregoire Ludig, who's Fugain, I think is his name. Yeah. And he's interrogating him for a murder. And it's kind of an interesting situation. There's another guy sitting in the background that's got headphones on that's not really paying attention. And Gregoire Ludig, Fugain, is always saying how hungry he is. And so as the movie goes on, we're going through this interrogation and the chief inspector is trying to figure out what happened, who murdered this guy. He thinks the guy we're talking to is the murderer. So he's trying to interrogate him to get the full story of what happened. Why he left his apartment multiple times the night the man was murdered. Why he did certain things. It's all very pedestrian, ultimately. I'm not going to go into a lot because I think it was worth watching and worth figuring it out. Worth seeing what happens, because this movie is one where I don't want to ruin it for you. There's lots of different things that go on in this movie, but basically it's an interrogation. Something does go horribly wrong in the interrogation during the time of the interrogation that kind of plays for comedy. It's a comedy, so it's a comedy film. Yeah. So all of it's kind of played for comedy, and it's all kind of ludicrous, everything that's going on. Mm-hmm. The police are ridiculous. The perp, the guy who's being interrogated, is ridiculous. It's all very ridiculous. There's the other guy in the room ends up only having one eye, and his eye's like, he was born that way, so it's just skin. It looks like almost like you thought it was. This guy. Yeah, it's that guy. Yeah. And that's on his badge. That's on his police badge. That picture with one sun. Yeah. Why would you do that? Why would you have your sunglasses? Why wouldn't you just wear two? It's so weird. Yeah. It's very weird. Yeah. A lot of stuff is like that in this movie. So it's comedic. It's got a lot of like visual comedy more than it does even have like dialogue comedy. Although the dialogue can be very ridiculous, despite it's in French, obviously with subtitles. It's very ridiculous at times, and it's actually really, really funny. Yeah, I was laughing a lot throughout the movie. Yeah, absolutely. And I wasn't sure because I don't always think comedies in foreign languages transfer over, but this one doesn't rely as much on the dialogue as it does kind of like the situational comedy. Mm-hmm. It's a sitcom, I guess. So basically you go through this movie trying to figure, you really don't need to know what's going on, but there's flashbacks that take place, and all of a sudden some of the characters from the current timeline are in the flashbacks and things like that happen, and it provides for a pretty entertaining experience. And then the end comes. And it's a very short movie. I think it's 75 minutes long, something like that. Yep. It's very, very short. I'm trying to see what it says on here. Yeah, it's something like 73, 75 minutes long. So an hour and 15 minutes, basically. But it completely goes crazy at some point in the movie. And I don't want to give it away, but it does go crazy at some point in the movie where you're just like, what the F just happened? What are we watching here? And it actually does that a couple times, honestly.
Yeah, there's a lot of tidbits throughout.
Yeah,
you're like, what
it's wild. Yeah. It's wild.
Everybody has something.
Yeah,
something going on, physically
Yeah.
if not mentally.
Yeah, there's lots of weird kind of physical
Yes.
things going on with people. There's a guy, the main detective has a weird thing when he smokes. There's a guy with the one eye, obviously this guy here. There's a guy with a knee brace.
The boss with the knee brace.
There's an actor that plays two different characters, a man and a woman in the movie.
Yeah.
It's all very, very odd throughout it. And it's absurd. That's what it is. It's absurd.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's an absurdist comedy is essentially what
It's
it is.
so intriguing though. It really, really sucks you in.
It does. It does. Even if you're not into like foreign films, you should check this one out because it like I said, the dialogue really doesn't ultimately matter as much. There is some pretty funny pieces of dialogue in it, but it's mostly just how absurd things get. So the comedy kind of comes from the actions around the dialogue, not the actual dialogue.
The uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Yeah. It's not like Steve Carell Office uncomfortable. It's a different kind of uncomfortable.
Right.
It is there, but yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it a lot. I really did. It's it's all basically these two guys. It's basically the chief inspector and the Frugain. Yeah. It's just them two. I mean, there's other characters that come in, but mainly it's between those two and what they're talking about in the office. And I thought one of the funnier parts was like when the inspector's like, "This is the most boring interrogation I've ever had in my life." It's like it's. And it's like you're seeing all this stuff and you're thinking, it's pretty boring actually, but it's entertaining ultimately.
Yeah, because the guy's trying to keep his story straight.
Yeah.
And then he's got other things that are going on.
Oh, there's definitely something else going on.
It's like he's trying to balance this without, he's basically a guy that's in the wrong place at the wrong time.
He is.
Or they're wanting you to think.
More than once technically in the movie. Yeah.
So, but that could be left up for translation as well.
I guess, yeah.
So, this movie can actually be left up.
The end of the movie can turn the rest of the movie on its head. Basically.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's wild. It really is.
Yeah, it really drew me in.
Quentin Dupieux definitely doesn't make normal movies. I mean, it's definitely an odd movie, but I really enjoyed it. I really did, and I don't really have much else to say about it because I don't want to ruin anything for somebody who might be interested in seeing it. Is the problem. So, I mean, I think it's well acted. I like the cast. I don't know them. We got Frenchman's Magnum PI there as Gregoire Ludig as Frugain, and then you have the very odd detective chief inspector, and then you have kind of an odd cast of characters that surround it. There's nobody normal in this movie. It seems like. There's a sleepwalking lady, there's the pregnant lady, there's the guy with the janitor who has a hunchback and Alzheimer's. And
right.
It's got a wild cast of characters, and it's only like, I guess there's only like seven people total that act in this movie, basically. I guess there's a couple of like extras that are cops and things like that. But yeah, there's only like 7 people that have lines in this movie, so it's pretty simple overall.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, it's like 7. Yeah.
It's very, very interesting.
Yeah, I think it's worth checking out.
I would definitely check it out.
Yeah, it's worth checking out. If you can't stand subtitles, maybe not, but I think it's worth it even then. So, I don't have anything else to say about it. I mean, I can go to rating, I guess. I mean, you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I'll give it a 4.2,
I agree with that. I'm at a 4.5 for this one.
It did everything for me that I think the director was trying to pull out of an audience. Yeah. And it paid off for me. I mean,
it pays off.
It might not for a lot of people because it could just, like you said, it could turn it on its head.
The way I see it, I will tell you, it's a comedy. Don't take it serious. Don't believe that you're going to get any resolution from this film because it's a comedy. It's not meant to be a resolution. It's meant to be in the moment as opposed to what's going to happen. Right. It's kind of like Clue in this regard. Kind of like, your wife actually,
100%.
Like she didn't like Clue because she wanted to solve the mystery in Clue. She wanted an ending to Clue. Clue doesn't have an ending. Yeah, the ending doesn't matter.
It's got 3.
It's the adventure to get there that matters, and I think that's this movie. So I'm at a 4.5. He's at a 4.2. Yeah. I probably am going to check out more stuff from Quentin Dupieux. I've seen Rubber. You haven't seen Rubber.
It was really well done.
But yeah, it's well done. I think it's a pretty great movie. Check it out.
And after a while, a good movie that has subtitles when I really like a movie with subtitles when I don't realize that I'm reading the subtitles.
Yeah, you forget you're reading subtitles.
That is this movie for me. After a while, I didn't.
Well, then there's somebody like me who keeps subtitles on everything because kids are so loud half the time I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Carolyn hates them. That's my wife.
A movie with subtitles that you forget has subtitles is a good movie.
Yeah, it is.
So.
Or and I will say also a foreign film that there's some foreign films that the dialogue honestly doesn't matter that much, and this is kind of one of those. Dialogue doesn't matter that much. No. It's kind of like what's happening.
Couple funny lines in there, but that's all you need.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. It's a great movie. I mean, it's really terrific. Mm-hmm. Check it out. You can still buy this on Vinegar Syndrome's website from Dekanalog. And, I think there's probably other ways to watch it. I'm just stupid and buy physical releases still, of course. Yeah. Check it out. Anything else?
No, I think there's all that we need to say on this without spoiling it.
All right. We'll see you next time on Basement Movie Room.
Cheers.
Vous avez une minute? Il faut que je vous montre quelque chose. Merci.
C'est une photo de mur. Oui, une belle photo. C'est un beau mur. C'est un mur bien construit. C'est une belle photo de mur, oui.
Et ça, c'est quoi d'après vous?
Ah oui, en effet. J'aurais dit une petite verge, moi.
Non, c'est un orteil, on a déjà fait les analyses.
Alors pourquoi vous me demandez si vous avez déjà fait les analyses?
C'est évident.
Non, c'est pas évident. Non, Sophie, c'est pas évident. Ce qui est évident, c'est que vous montrez une photo avec d'un mur, avec un orteil qui ressemble à une petite verge.